go where you are appreciated. Right now, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. And why I'm in Nairobi, Kenya? Because it's the best country for me.
Being back in Ghana feels amazing. Amazing. I just love it here. I love living here in Ghana. One thing about it, when I was living in America, I would dread coming back from vacation. I would hate that last day of vacation. Just felt like, oh my God, I gotta get back to this. But now, since I live in Ghana, I was so ready to come back to spices and seasoning and keely weely. I was at the airport, Charlie, please. I'm happy to be here, y'all. I love it.
All right, guys, let's go. We're going to the coffee shop. That's the crew back there following me. They all back there. All these Americans are coming to get this amazing property. So,
greetings, everybody. Across the United States, thousands of Black Americans are quietly making a radical decision to leave the land of their birth and return to the land of their ancestors. They are not just visiting Africa, they are moving there for good. But why now? What are they escaping? And what are they finding? This is not just a relocation, this is homecoming. To understand this exodus, we must first understand the pain. For generations, Black Americans have faced systematic racism, police violence, economic exclusion, and a deep sense of not belonging in their own country. Movements like Black Lives Matter revealed a truth many had long felt, that America was built on black backs but never meant to embrace Black lives. Add to that is a student loan debt, crumbling healthcare system, and rising gun violence. For many, the American dream became a nightmare. Africa, once misrepresented and misunderstood, is now calling her children home. In Ghana, the year of return in 2019 invited the African diaspora to reconnect. Since then, thousands have visited and many have stayed. Countries like Rwanda and Kenya offer relative safety, peace, and growing economies. In cities like Accra and Kigali, Black Americans are finding something they never truly felt in the US: belonging. No need to explain your hair, your name, your skin, or your soul.
5 reasons that Black people in the US and Europe should consider moving to Africa. 1, sense of belonging. It is amazing being in a place where everybody looks like you. You're never the only Black person, and it is just a beautiful and encouraging experience. 2, safety. Many of the countries in Africa, I'm in Tanzania, are significantly safer than the United States when you check the rankings, and you never have to worry about any sort of racist anti-Black violence against you. 3, challenging white supremacy. It is a game changer when you can show that it is possible to thrive in the world outside of westernized systems. 4, learning from African perspectives and experiences. So much of what we see, even those of us who call ourselves very pro-Black, are still very westernized when we're from the Western world. When you move to Africa, you get to actually learn the indigenous ways of being from the continent. And 5, learning to love yourself as a Black person in deeper and more powerful ways. So much of what we get, again, living in the West, we're brainwashed to believe that Blackness is less than and that we have to fight to show and prove our value and worth. When you are in Africa, it is just evidence, and it is just a normal part of living life. Amazing and peaceful to the spirit.
Returnees are diverse: teachers, tech workers, entrepreneurs, retirees, and even YouTubers documenting their new lives in Africa. Some came seeking peace, others came seeking purpose. Many came seeking safety, and what they found is healing.
This is exactly why I will never, ever go back to living in America. I don't even want to step foot in that damn place. First thing I learned when I left America, Brooklyn, New York to be exact, everybody in every other country is way more happier, way more content with life than people in a damn America. Every country I've been to so far, and I've been to 8, 9 different countries, every country has made less money than people in America. Literally, I've been in some damn situations that these people have not even $1, and they're more happier. They're willing to help you, and even if they don't have what you need, they will help you find it, or they will just give it to you and they don't even have a damn dollar. But try to do that in America. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. The second thing I realized, you don't need to make as much money as you think to live in a different country. Do you know that I've been to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, the Philippines, Bali, Indonesia, Colombia, Dominican Republic, and do you know that my average budget for every country that I just listed is less than $2,000 a month? Now, what the hell can you get in America for $2,000 a month? I'll wait. The third thing I realized, the food is a lot healthier, and it is funny because if you do your research, you ever see those videos on YouTube when people go to different countries and they eat the same exact thing, but all of a sudden when they're in a different country, they're losing more weight and they're eating the same amount of food. And that's because in America, there's a whole factory situation that's going on with the food. And do you know that in these countries, in Asia, in Thailand, in Cambodia, and all these other countries, right? Do you know that a lot of these people fish and go straight to the market? Some of these people are farmers. They will grow their fruit, their crops, and all that extra stuff. And instead of bringing it to a warehouse, they would pack up all their stuff and bring it to the market and they would sell it. That's what you call organic, and they're not spraying it with pesticides. They're not doing any of that. But in America, farmers grow. Then they go on a truck. Then that truck goes to a warehouse. Then that warehouse does whatever the hell they want with that damn food. Then that warehouse puts the food back on the damn truck. And then that truck goes to Walmart. And then Walmart needs to put that out on the floor. And then you're trying to tell me after all that situation, now you could have that food in your refrigerator for almost a month without it going bad? Yeah, how did that make sense? I don't know who needs to hear this. Leave America. They're trying to brainwash you. They're trying to keep you stuck in the system. You don't need as much money as you think to leave America. All you need to do is make money online, and I can promise you, you will live a 20 million times better life outside of America.
So I got fired from my job. I moved to Accra, Ghana. Here's my story. My name is Nia Akwaba. Honestly, that was the best decision I have ever made in my life. No amount of money in this world can buy the happiness, freedom, the peace, the joy, just everything in life that I have right now. No amount of money. I was a DMV girly. So I'm from Maryland, and I just felt like I was just working, pay bills, work, pay bills. So overwhelmed, a lot of emotions going on. I was just tired of that cycle. Packed my shit up and I left. I surely did. I gave my house up, all my clothes and shoes away, cars gone. The saddest part, my dog. And leaving my friends and family. But packed all my shit in 2 suitcases, and I have not looked back ever since. I love it. I love how I'm feeling right now. I love Ghana, so I'm going to...
But this journey isn't always easy. Africa is not a utopia. Returnees face culture shock, bureaucracy, power outages, and moments of deep confusion. Some struggle to find work, others feel caught between two worlds, and not all Africans welcome them with open arms. But despite the challenges, most say the trade-off is worth it, because here, they're not just tolerated, they are part of the story.
Okay, culture shock, guys. I did not know it snows in Southern Africa. This is crazy. So this is the biggest culture shock. I've been running from the winter for over 8 years, and now I am stuck in the snow in Southern Africa. Come on, guys.
Something I'm getting used to is time here is a suggestion. You know, when you say you want to meet someone, even if it's something serious, you say 4, they hear 7. You know, I'm used to, you know, being late. I'm used to, in the US, black people were late all the time, but not for like business meetings or like, you know, here, Kenyans, you take it to a whole new level. And I'm Kenyan still. I was born here. Lakini I haven't lived here as an adult. Hey, you guys are playing with time.
This year, January, was the first time that I was back in Senegal after 11 years of not being there. So, 11 years ago, I was 17 years old. I'm now 28. And going back there in January was a complete culture shock. And for those of you who don't know, Senegal was colonized by the French. So, this is going into my point. When I was there in January, everywhere I went, didn't matter where it was. Mind you, Wolof is a language of Senegal, like this is the main language. Everywhere I went, everybody was speaking to me in French, and from what I was told, like speaking French makes you seem a little bit more educated, and that's how people are now like greeted. More people are greeted in Senegal. It wasn't like this when I was 17 years old, and it's just like I live, breathe, dream Senegal. I love my country. If I can be a country, I will be Senegal. So I was kind of disappointed because it's like, where is the Wolof? Like, I feel like Wolof is slowly diminishing, which is one of our like languages, the main language of Senegal. French is supposedly the national language. And even in non-touristic areas, I was approached by like people speaking French to me, and I had to tell people like, "Dégguma français, Wolof la dégg. Je ne comprends pas." Like, let's preserve our language, let's preserve our culture. Like, that's what's so beautiful about Senegal and other countries in Africa, despite the colonization of the entire continent except Ethiopia. Like, let's speak our original language. That's what makes us unique.
This movement isn't just about escape, it's about building something new. Diaspora returnees are starting schools, launching tech companies, restoring ancestral lands, and forming global Black networks. It is a rebirth of Pan-Africanism, not just in speeches, but in action.
Live from Kenya with Khalees on her 150 acres, soon to be 300 acres of land.
Kenya's everything. Kenya has everything. It is the hub of East Africa for technology and finance and obviously agriculture. This is all privately owned land here. All the animals are free and they're running wild, and we're farming, and it's dope building a little community out here.
What made you want to leave Hollywood and go to Nairobi?
I've got 3 kids, I've got a farm, I have a business. At first I was just like, I could never just pick it. We packed for a month, and next thing you know, it was like 6 months later.
One of your children is getting homeschooled by artificial intelligence.
It adjusts to according to like what he's learning and what stage he's at. So it's never just like brushing past something and be like, okay, we got to get to the next stage. It's not rushing him into anything.
Do you feel the magnitude or the importance of what you're now doing in Kenya in terms of business and farming?
When people were like migrating from the East Coast to the West Coast for the gold rush and for mining and stuff, right? That's what Kenya is like right now. If we put our money in nations like this, it's unstoppable. I'm going to put my hard-earned money somewhere. I want to put it someplace where I can actually see it grow and I can actually see a benefit. And then we've got wildlife. So just working with all of the natural resources. We've got giraffes and zebras and elands and impalas and all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you'll get blessed with an elephant walking through. It's incredible. It's literally like God's
They said we were slaves without a homeland, but Africa was always there waiting. For centuries, our stories were broken by ships, by borders, by oppression, but now the pieces are being brought back together. This is not just a migration. This is a return to wholeness. The only question left is, are you ready to come home?
I'm here because I've been to the castles and I saw the door of no return. And I realized that my ancestors must have made the statement that we will be back. And I am that wish, that dream, the return back to my home. Even though I've been away for a while, I'm here now.
I'm speaking to Black people, but really this could be applicable to anybody. And I'm saying this at a time where a lot of Americans are starting to think about leaving America. A lot already have, but especially right now, more people are starting to think about leaving. And I am begging you to leave capitalism here. America isn't just bad because of racism. I know that racism might be the thing that you feel the most tangibly. Racism is an arm of capitalism, which came from colonialism. Leave capitalism here. If you're leaving, leave to start new. I'm specifically looking at African Americans who are moving to African countries. And I'm just seeing colonists. We've got to understand what it is. We've got to call a spade a spade. It doesn't make you better because you're black. We cannot just move in droves with no desire to connect to the countries we're moving to, just with the purpose to extract, just build for ourselves. You want to move to build a business for yourself. You want to move to invest for yourself. You're not moving to invest in the country. You're not moving to invest in the community there. You're moving to invest for yourself. What do we call that? We see that on a domestic level in the United States. I just moved back to Atlanta. I grew up around Atlanta. I'd always wanted to come back, and I came back to find that, like, the culture is being sucked out of here. Don't even get me started on the economy. I mean, people move here with no care about what was here before at all. And I know y'all have had to see that in other parts of America. So I'm not understanding how you can move to these other countries and do the same thing. Like, I'm already seeing videos about all this descent from Ghanaians and Kenyans who are talking about how the American migrants there have, like, caused the economy to jump ×4. I need us to be critical. Okay, this has to be bigger than you. Like, this has to be building a better world. Like, you can only aspire to be what the colonizers were. You can't think outside of that. You can't aspire bigger to that. And look, honestly, imagining a new world is hard. But I promise you, the countries that you move to, somebody's thought about it. Plug into what's there. Please, if you're looking at migrate with intention, and with the intention to connect to the community there. Instead of asking, like, what business can I start? What needs to be done there? Like, how can you bring your skills? Don't just become a new extractor. I can't get down with that. I don't want to be grouped in with y'all. Come on. And then it's like, that road leads to nowhere. Capitalism eats itself. In the United States, we're witnessing late-stage capitalism. That's what we're leaving. So you want to just go and create the whole cycle. You want to just go start the cycle in a whole new country. And it's okay because you look like them.